Welcome everybody. Sunday afternoon here, 3 p.m. and it's just no freezing. Oh, at all. Not freezing at all. Very, very warm. Well, I'm pleased about that. We are coming into winter at the moment, so it's not very pleasant. It started off a little bit sunny today and has now started pouring down. Had to do the quick rush out to get the washing in, as you do once you got it out there. And I've got this up and I cannot see. Oh, here we go. No freezing at all. Okay, so as I say, welcome. Here in New Zealand it's 3 p.m. and a rainy day, but so exciting because we went down to what we call level 2 this week, and which means all the shops and some small businesses, etc., are reopening. So that is fantastic. I haven't been out as yet. A little bit wary. I have a daughter who's in her 3rd trimester, so want to be very protective of her. But I will venture out. But when we went to level 3, Kentucky Fried Chicken opened and the queue would be round the block for miles. So I just sort of thought the malls may be a bit like that after 7 weeks as well. So I'll wait till everyone's got over the novelty. Hi Roz, hi Yvonne, hi everybody. So lovely to see you all. So what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to flip over, and I'm hoping I'm not going to make anybody seasick while I do that, and get going on the projects today. So just wanted to say hi. Let's go. So I'll give you a quick view outside. Look, black skies. And we're going to go down to the bottom. Happy birthday, Yvonne. Hope you're having a lovely day. Right. Now that's not focusing on there for some reason. It's going to be one of those days. Should be. There we are. Okay. Okay, brilliant. Okay, get this straight. Unusual, but welcome. Yeah, we've been, so it's actually quite funny, or not funny, because a lot of people will be a little bit disappointed, but we had all summer struggling with no rain, and we're on tanks, and we had to really take measures not to run out of water, as in not flushing the toilet, which I absolutely hate, and a bucket in the shower, etc. So now we've got water because it's been raining and our tanks are full, but the whole of Auckland City, the dam is empty, and everyone else now has to go on water rations. So yeah, it's quite ironic really, but yeah. So anyway, let's get on to the card. Too much gas bagging. This is the card I'm going to start off with today, and what I really want to show you, it's quite quick, that's why I thought I'd do 2 cards today. I just want to show you how to create the background colour for these leaves. This was for a card for colour inspiration, and I thought I'd just share how I created the colours on this leaf, on these leaves for you. It's quite easy, and I love how it turns when you blend the colours together like this, and really gives that autumn feel. So I'm just going to grab my re-inkers. So the 3 re-inkers that I've got, I'm just going to grab my mat as well. It is a little bit of a messy job, so I'm just going to put this down to save getting everything everywhere, so to speak. And that's going to be my block. So the 3 colours I've got is Pear Pizzazz, Pumpkin Pie, and Cherry Cobbler. So I don't really want the colours too intense, so I'm going to show you a way to do that. So you can do it so that you get the intensity if you want, but I wanted it to blend nicely. So I'll show you what I did. Hi Janet, how's Cambridge? Is it raining there? Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of green as well. So I'm just putting a little bit of colour everywhere. You can, if you're wanting more oranges or more reds, you can actually just add more of that colour. I am now just going to use my spritzer to water this down a bit. So this is where it can get messy. So don't have anything too close that you don't want sprayed with a bit of colour. Now I have got like that. See, I had that too close, but that's okay because we're going to be colouring it. Oh, nice and warm and sunny. Oh, that's good. It's not here. I'm going to add some water on here because this is my glimmer paper and I really want the colours to move around. So I want to add a little bit of water on there. And now I'm just going to pop that on and move it around and add some. I like to check just to see where the colours are, and I can go in different areas and add a little bit more colour. So I want a bit more green there. So that is messy, but that will dry, and I'll show you what it's going to look like dry. Actually, I could add a little bit more red there. And then you just set that aside, because what you do, just move that over. It's not, as I say, it's not difficult, and I love how it all blends together. You can just play with the colours. I like to keep the colours separate because I like to sort of play around with dipping it in and adding a bit here and there. And because I've sprayed this shimmer paper, it actually allows the colour to move around. So I'm going to set that aside, and I will keep this though because we are going to use that to stamp a leaf on the inside of the card. So I'm just careful not to drip it anywhere. Okay. Now, this is one that I, as they say, prepared earlier. So you see how the colours have all blended in here. So they've got the greens, the reds, and the orange. So it dries really, really nice. And all I do now is just use, so the set we're using, which I should explain what I tend to do when I know the retiring list. I will go ahead and take the retiring list or the stamp sets, etc. out of my collection, and it gives me a shock often how many I've got. But I like to really give them a good use before they do retire, and I absolutely loved the versatility of this set with all the different stamps, summer, autumn, winter. It's just been really amazing, this stamp set. So I really did want to give it a bit of a run before it's put aside. Yes, I love autumn colours as well, I must admit. They are my colours, autumn. And I am going to just show you. So just inking up, must remember to stay in camera shot. And then when you're stamping, just move the stamp around until you get the colours you want, a little bit of each really. It is so versatile, isn't it? Really versatile. So that's the leaf stamped on there, and I have used the cherry cobbler just to keep in keeping with the colour scheme. I could have used black, but I just really didn't think that would be in keeping with the theme. So I have stamped it in cherry cobbler. And what I've done ahead of time is I have cut them out. So this set comes with die cuts as well. Beautiful scalloped edge, branches, flowers, a deck chair, a snowflake. Hi Linda, how are you? Lots and lots of choices. I really am going to miss this set, I must admit. So, as I say, I've got them all here. Now, one thing I just wanted to say, I saw this, actually, someone else talk about this, and I gave it a go with this die, and I actually found it really handy. Now, what they said was to use just a plain bit of paper and use the die that you want to use, or you can use any scrap bit of paper, and cut out the leaf. Now, when you're wanting to cut it out from your paper, you position this exactly where you want it on the leaf or whatever you're using, and then you pop the die on, and if you just move that around gently, eventually it'll just, like that, you'll feel it actually, it just pops into the right place. And so you know when you take it through the die machine, it's going to be absolutely perfect, because I had struggled with getting that, the stalk exactly right, and this actually was fail proof. So just a little tip there that I found really good, so worthwhile passing on to you. So yeah, you just move it around, see it's not budging, it means it's set right in exactly the right place that you want, and then you run it through the die machine. So I thought I'd just share that with you, and we will start putting them together. Okay, so I'm just going to push that up a little bit, and this is very vanilla. And I have used very vanilla. I have used the tent card base today. So this is 10.5 by 29 and scored at 14.5. So that is what we'll be popping it onto. So realistic. Thank you, Roz. Yeah, that's what I was aiming for, and I do love the autumn colours, and I just find this technique fantastic for that. So let's just put the stamp on first. Now I am using cherry cobbler again, and because these are photopolymer stamps, it really does make it super easy for getting the stamp straight. So I'm going to ink it up. Hopefully you can see I've just got this big block here that I don't want to knock over anywhere, and I'm just going to pop that down the bottom. And I thought Just Breathe is absolutely perfect for the moment. Just Breathe for what we're all going through with COVID, etc. So that is with the cherry cobbler. Always like to put it off. I love the inky fingers. I know that is the only thing with this technique. You do get a few inky fingers. You've got to be quite careful then when you go on to do your project. You're not going to get everything covered. So I'm hoping that that doesn't happen today. Okay, so next I'm just going to pop these randomly around, as they say. Just a little bit of glue, which I didn't need to go so far up with that glue. Going to start in the corner. So what I'll do is I'll put it on, and then I'm going to, actually I'll take that down a bit to there. I'm going to go around afterwards and trim. So don't worry about whether it is hanging off the end. You're just going to trim it afterwards. It always seems such a shame though, doesn't it, to actually have to cut some of them off, but I can't think of what else you could use the extra bits on, but okay. Hello, Helen. Thank you. Oh, did you? Oh, that's good. Gosh, cards have been taking so long to get everywhere, and I still haven't got my pre-order. Oh, never mind. Be super exciting when it comes. It is just paper. You're right, Roz, just paper. So I'm just spreading those out a bit around there. And now I'm just going to turn it over and grab my paper cutting scissors and trim the edges. Like I say, it's not it's quite a, it wouldn't be called a simple card because of the colouring technique, but really once that's done, I think they are definitely the highlight the leaves. So I didn't want to, I did not want to put too much on the card. And the only other thing I'm going to add actually is some gems. So I thought these colours were great, absolutely perfect for this. Oh, you haven't got your pre-order either. I know. I've got so many things I want to do with my pre-order too. Never mind. It'll be so exciting when it arrives. I saw a picture of what the warehouse looks like, and honestly, I don't know how they get anything to anybody, to be honest. It's absolutely crazy full. Yeah, it's just crazy, basically. So I can understand why. There is a lot of things there to be posted, a lot of parcels, but I'm hoping it'll settle a bit now with the fact that you can go to the shops. Right, so I'm just going to glue that. Actually, before I do that, this is what I wanted to show you. The other thing that you can do with this ink, so you're not wasting it, well, not that you sort of waste it, but you do end up with a bit more. I am going to just pop this stamp. So I'm just inking it up a little. Hopefully it's going to work. And it doesn't, it's not a precise stamp. Hopefully I've got you where you can see me. It is like a watercolour stamp. So I will need to let that dry. But that's picking up the colours on that leftover ink, so you're not wasting a little bit, and it's a nice autumn colour. I have everything I was waiting for now, apart from a pack of Whisper White. Oh, well, you're lucky, Helen. Have you got your pre-order? Coming across down, so the closest item is taking the longest. Well, that's understandable, isn't it? So I'm going to pop that over there. So I'm just popping this on with a bit of glue and popping that on the front. Actually, I must tell you a really funny story. We got new chickens this week, and 5 new shavers, they call them, which are quite good layers. Our other ones have sort of slowed down a bit, and I'm getting distracted, but this is funny. So we couldn't find one last night. We looked everywhere, absolutely everywhere, next door, in the bushes, and we thought, oh no, you know, we're all worried about this shaver. Anyway, my studio here is in the garage, and this morning come in and here's the shaver, and it has totally wrecked my studio. Honestly, everything is fallen off on the floor. There's the most amount of chicken poo you could imagine everywhere. Oh my gosh, it was a nightmare. I couldn't believe it. Absolutely terrible. So lucky I came up early to get organised, otherwise I'd still be cleaning up the chicken poo. Oh, so anyway, as distracted, this is the card. So it does turn out different every time. This has more red and green hues, whereas this one is a little bit brighter. It just depends each time how you pick up the ink, but both are fantastic. I just, as I say, love how the colours blend all together like that. So because this was really quick, I thought I would share another card with you today. And yeah, just breathe, exactly. I thought I would share another card with you today. This one I was just having a play. I'll just put these over this side here so I don't get red on anything. And I will get rid of this dangerous looking amount of ink on this before I get it on anything. Right. Okay, what I wanted to share, and it's sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but I can't always get everything that's in the catalogue, as much as I would absolutely love to, and some people laugh about that because they actually think I do get most things in the catalogue, but I don't. I didn't get the Tropical set out of the mini catalogue. But I just wanted to share that sometimes all you need, I got the 6x6 sampler pack that we had, The ink made you nervous? Yes, me too. Very nervous. The sampler pack, which had some of this tropical paper, and I thought, oh, I'm going to make a card just using the paper. And I just wanted to share, as I'm sure you all probably know, that you can use papers. Our papers often are just so stunning. You can use them to make cards without having the stamps, etc. So I made this card with just using the flowers, the hibiscus flowers, and creating a weave in the background, using this beautiful weave embossing folder, which is also retiring. So as I say, I'm using all these retiring products, but this weave embossing folder, which I absolutely love, is retiring as well. So I thought I'd just quickly go through it. I've actually made it as a little gift card holder as well. So it's not difficult, as I say. I just cut the strips, and I'll show you how I put them together. I just cut the strips, and I'm using some scrap, so the green is different, a different colour than the other one. But I'm just creating a bit of weave by using some papers. Now I cut these at 0.5 centimetres. We are losing a lot of great embossing folders, aren't we? But I'm sure there'll be some great ones to replace them. But yeah, you get your favourites. At least the subtle one is still there, which I absolutely love. Okay, so simple to do this. It's just honestly like a standard weave, and I've just glued the bottom of these strips down to here and equally space them out. And then I'm just going to do the same here. So just weaving that in one and the other. And so once you've got it set like this, it's actually quite quick. Just do it till you're happy with how many. I'll probably just do it sort of square, and I've got 7 across, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 2 more. So it just really, I wanted to point out how versatile just our designer series paper is, to be honest, because it's just, you can create beautiful cards not only just using the designer series paper, but creating quite different looks. Bye Sharon, thanks for coming. Okay. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is just cut. Now this is just using your amazing eyes for getting accuracy. Yeah, and then I'm just going to glue them down a little bit. So don't just put a tiny bit of glue under each one. You don't want it all swooshing out. Have I got any there? There we go. So I thought this weaved pattern actually went really well with the embossing folder and the theme, the tropical theme, which is far from us at the moment here in New Zealand with winter. We've had to light a couple of fires now. So I'm just pressing those down a little bit. There we go. And then I'll just add a bit of glue quickly on the ends here. Actually, I'll cut those first. That probably helps, doesn't it? Okay, and this one. This one's easy because I'm just going to follow the line of the card. Yes, I've actually, the other thing I should say, I've actually sponged it with a little bit of crumb cake, just so that the weave stands out a little bit. Just get rid of that extra bit of card. We don't want that. So I won't glue all this down, but it's a bit time consuming for you. But just I would go around and just glue down the edges so it doesn't pop up. And all I've done is cut out some of the flowers, etc., and pop those on. Oops. As I say, it is really, really quick card to make. And I'll just pop, before that dries, pop that under there, I think. There we go, and I'm going to use a dimensional on that one. Or a couple of dimensionals. Okay, pop that there. And so I'm just, it's not too, actually I probably need to put that down first. That's all right. There we go. Just trying to balance it out with some extra bits and pieces. Okay. It does remind me of Samoa, etc. Beautiful hibiscus flowers all around the pool. Just have to chop a bit off this one. So just two very quick cards today. And I have got one not hibiscus, frangipanis. They smell beautiful, don't they? Actually, it's too big. There we go. And the other thing I will do is, actually, I will just grab these as well. I'm going to be using the terracotta tile, which I thought really went in well. And when I looked on the back of the, or actually in the catalogue as to what papers went, what colours coordinated with the papers, the DSP, it was terracotta. So I thought I would add that in, just for something a little bit different. I do really like this terracotta colour actually. So this is the little gift pouch. So it's a little thank you card. They're thank you cards, and I just thought it's quite handy sometimes you're adding a little gift in with your thank you card to have a pouch with, and it's easy to make. So what I've done is I've cut this out at, oh, now I'm going to tell a lie because I can't remember. I've got a ruler somewhere. So it is 10.5, and I cut it at 24, and this is at 3 centimeters, and this one is at 10.5. So scored at 10.5 and 3 centimeters. And I'm just going to use tape. So it doesn't take long to make one of these. It's funny how you just have these ideas sometimes in your mind and you think, oh, I might give that a go. They don't always turn out, I must admit, but I was quite pleased with this one. So I really hope everyone is staying safe and well with the COVID, etc. Our numbers have been really, really good. I check them every day, and we are keeping to 0 and 1, etc. So absolutely fantastic. So I hope everyone everywhere is keeping really safe. Okay, so that's the base, and my favourite sort of thing to do, which of course is not for everyone, but I have roughed up the edges. Sorry, it's a bit of a scrapey sound, because I just thought, well, I like this sort of look anyway, but I did think that it was in keeping with this style of card, with tropical, etc. So just a quick, not too rough, but just enough to add a bit of texture. And I also did it to this one. So as I say, I did sponge this first with a bit of crumb cake, and I will go back later and glue all those down, but I'm sure you don't want to watch me do that. So just a little bit of a texture on that, but looks perfectly fine as a clean card if you don't want to add that. There we go. And I'm just going to glue that on to the front today because I'm going to use the ribbon underneath the sentiment. There we go. So the next thing I'm going to do is just quickly use the crumb cake. It's another stamp set I'm going to miss. It's the bold, Label Me Bold. Have I got that here? Yes. Label Me Bold. I've actually used this a lot with these sentiments, being able to stamp them and just cut them out. So and that just has the colour peeking through, and I'm just going to cut. So I will cut this and leave an edge. Oops. Perfect size for me for this card, I thought. Oops. Just trim that down a little. Oh, it is, isn't it? I know. Me too. So good. We'll be saying this again in a year for the next lot of amazing things we've fallen in love with, I guess, but okay. Now I'm just going to spread this out. So this is the braided linen trim, and this is in crumb cake, and I'm just going to feather it out a bit and spread it out to give it that little bit of a different look, and the ends like that. I'll put a little bit of tape on the back of the ear. Oh, here's my tape. Just enough to keep it on. I am going to see the nail technician this week to get my nails. I've been trying to maintain them myself. I was just looking down because I've had this colour the whole lockdown time. I'm so excited to be able to be pampered and get a nice new colour. Very trivial, I know, but it will be nice. And everyone's rushing to hairdressers. I've actually taken to doing my own, so I don't know, I might just see if I can save $120 to get my roots done every 5 weeks by doing it myself, and see how I go. I'll probably keep doing that until I have a disaster. And let Let me just grab a couple of mini dimensionals. Yeah, I know. I was very blessed that my nail technician is a friend, and she gave me a light and some polish and all sorts of things to take home with me. So I was very lucky. Oops, that's upside down. So that just gives that a little bit of a tail out each side. I'll pop that there. Now I did get a couple of options. Oh, here we go. For the other card I used these like crumb cake, but I was just going to see how these might look. What do you think? That's terracotta tile faceted gems or these ones. 220 to get your roots done. Oh my gosh, that's like gold. Don't choose pink. Ha 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 ha, Helen. You know I always have pink, just different shades of pink. I do like pink. No, I'll probably go something quite different. So this card has got these ones on, as I say. And I was just thinking what you thought, whether I should put some terracotta tile or the same. Terracotta tile. Yep, terracotta tile. Okay. Terracotta tile. Right, I might put one here. These are also discontinued, so I like to, as I say, use everything. Mining towns, they charge what they like. Yes, I suppose you're a bit over a barrel, aren't you, in the sense that you haven't got many options. Oh, mix. Okay. Okay, let's see. Put that one up there. Oh, yeah. I love my accessories. Oh yeah, actually I quite like a mix. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's probably enough. Excellent. So, done. Easy as that. So really quick little thank you card. It does look like a picket fence, doesn't it? Yeah, it does look a bit like a picket fence. But yeah, could be a picket fence in the resort that you're staying in with your pina colada or whatever little fantastic cocktail mix that you've got beside you, sitting next to you and by the pool. Wouldn't that be nice? But that is the 2 different colours, and just using up designer series paper and some stamp sets that are retiring. So that, and the other one. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed both these cards. As I say, they're both quick and easy. I was just going to do one, but I thought I will do 2 just to not shortchange you. Oh, thank you, Linda. Just get rid of those. Now, next week I have got a team meeting, so I will be out all Sunday. Won't be having a live, but I will see you the weekend after. It's been a great year for hibiscus too, has it? Oh, I'm missing it. I need to go to the resort now. Stat. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Hope you've enjoyed them and given you some ideas. And I look forward to seeing everybody in 2 weeks. And please take care. Please stay safe and leave something in the shops for me, for those in New Zealand. Bye.